Was there anything you learned while working in the Hollywood industry that could be applied to the gaming industry?
Yeah, no, definitely. So, I mean, there's several things. One, on the production side, like I mentioned before, they've definitely been figuring out how to get a large amount of people together to achieve a really sort of cohesive creative vision in a short period of time. And so I'm applying some of the production techniques that I've been using in film and learning in film back to what we're doing on Star Citizen. So paying a lot more attention on being pre-production and being prepared, getting workflows in place and all that sort of stuff. And then on the creative side, in terms of the creating a world, Hollywood generally is very good at creating a sort of believable environment, because that's how you get people to watch a story, and you don't think, oh, it's a set or anything. You think, oh, well, it's like in fact, a lot of movies you'd see where it's set like in a contemporary setup. In fact, they've built the set, so they're not shot on location, and they go to all these levels of putting a lot of tiny little details in, so it just feels very believable and immersive. And so I'm really trying to focus that level of attention to detail back into Star Citizen to make the world that we're building as sort of believable and immersive and cool as possible. So I'm trying to apply those techniques, and I'm bringing people from film to help me do that, as well as tapping a lot of people that are really talented game people that have made games with me before to also achieve that.
And what made you decide to return to the game industry now?
Well, I mean, several things. One, the technology had moved on enough where I sort of felt like I could do a lot of stuff that I wanted to do that I couldn't when I sort of took a break 10 years ago. And so that was a big factor. There's an online connected aspect of it where you can have a whole bunch of people play and venture around in the same world, and can be done at a pretty high fidelity now where everyone's got broadband, and that's a big part of it. And then I sort of felt like there's a real shift in the business itself, going away from sort of the traditional publisher model where you're publishing one or two huge console games, your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, your Maddens, and there seems to be an opportunity for some really interesting sort of PC games, maybe in some genres that weren't as well supported before, to have an opportunity to find an audience because of things like crowdfunding and other stuff. And there's people like Riot Games who did League of Legends, or the wargaming.net guys that did World of Tanks, and they weren't EA or Activision, and they built these great PC games that the audience has showed up for because no one was doing it before. So I just sort of felt like there's an opportunity, and I'm a PC gamer at heart, and I felt like there needed to be more PC games that were just for a PC.
And with so much focus in gaming on the next generation of consoles, what are your thoughts on PC gaming?
Well, I mean, the next generation of consoles are PCs. I mean, whether or not anyone's announced the specs yet, they're basically all Microsoft and Sony are trying to do is figure out how to cut down a gaming PC and sell it for $400, $500. So what I would say is, the future of gaming really is sort of, if you want to be on the bleeding edge of it, is the PC platform. And the PC platform is always evolving and always changing, which is why I like it. And so every year there's going to be a newer, better GPU out, or some other hardware, or things like the Oculus Rift that'll give you a different experience, that I think you can really sort of push forward and sort of try new things in gaming, and I think that's cool. So for me, that's where I'd rather be. I'd rather be in an ever-evolving platform than a stagnant platform.
So what does the PC platform open up to you, especially given the speed of which the new hardware and graphics are released?
Well, several things. I mean, first of all, we can sort of render the world to a level of detail that we never could before, and I think that helps you put yourself in the world. And the other thing is, on sort of the online community aspects, doing it on the PC, it's an open platform, so I don't have to worry about conforming to what Microsoft needs or what Sony needs. I can sort of worry about what's best for my community, my audience that are playing Star Citizen, and that was another big decision for why I was sort of picking the PC. And then the things I was mentioning, it's like peripherals and stuff like that. I'm not sure the Oculus Rift really could be working well for a Sony PlayStation or a Xbox. I mean, Microsoft or Sony could take it over and say, yes, everyone's going to have a Rift or something like that. But the kind of energy that creates something like that was people willing to try it out and do it, that's sort of the enthusiast energy, and the PC is sort of an enthusiast platform, and so I kind of really like all that.
And we've seen an influx in stereo 3D in Hollywood films as well as PC games. What are your thoughts on 3D games?
Well, if it's done right, it's good. So Star Citizen actually already runs in stereoscopic 3D, and there's specific support for it, for instance, on your HUD system. And in a space game, it actually works really well. So 3D has some issues, but in a space game, because you have very discrete objects and they're big distances apart, you really sort of feel the depth and the distance. And then, if you're playing something like on the Oculus Rift, where you've literally got each eye is going to have your left and right eye, and you're not going to have any crosstalk, you don't have brightness issues, all the issues that you have when you go and see it in the cinema. I actually think that it's probably a better medium for stereoscopic 3D than, say, the movies are. I mean, the movies are actually not great because you lose a lot of the brightness because of the sort of passive glasses, and the frame rate isn't high enough, and you also cut a lot in a movie. You cut between different viewpoints, whereas in a game you tend to be in one viewpoint. So cutting a lot, having a less bright screen, and having crosstalk between polarizing glasses, all things that give you headaches, are all things that aren't great for stereoscopic 3D, and they're generally things you don't have so much when you're doing games. So I actually think as a platform, it potentially can be a pretty interesting one, and there can be some experiences and immersion you can get there that you wouldn't get elsewhere. Not to say that you need it, but it's like the cherry on top, so to speak.